Hi, I'm Miranda Cosgrove, and this is Mission Unstoppable. Coming up, if you think training your dog is hard, try training sharks.
So I'm gonna do the auditory cue first and give her a nice big tasty piece of fish.
And microgravity can cause macro changes. Discover what happens to astronaut bodies during their time in space.
Here's my impression of not having bones.
Then, what's going on inside a brain with ADHD?
What was I saying?
Our very own Dr. Brain can explain. Plus, we're sliding into science. Discover the physics behind your favorite water park rides.
Can we go up and check it out?
Oh yeah, let's go. Get ready to meet the scientists, inventors, and heroes who help make our world a better place. The future is here. The mission, unstoppable. Like animals but hate hair and legs? Then you're gonna love marine biology. We sent Nabeel to learn what it takes to care for and train sea animals.
I'm here at Mote Marine Aquarium in Sarasota, Florida, to meet marine biologist Amanda Hodo. And she has one of the coolest jobs ever. I mean, where else can you dive with sharks, hand feed Goliath groupers, or spend your day swimming with exotic sea life? Not to mention, get paid for it. Well, there's actually a lot more to her job than kicking back in an aquarium.
When I was younger, I really loved animals, but I quickly realized that I'm allergic to most of them. So that's what made me interested in marine biology was when I did programs in high school with the Shed Aquarium. I won a scholarship to study marine science on a research vessel in the Bahamas for 2 weeks, and that was the moment that I knew that marine science was for me.
So what does a typical day look like for you?
Personally, I care for several exhibits, from lionfish to ribbon pipefish to seahorses, and as a bonus, weekly I get to dive in our shark exhibit.
Wait, so free rent, free food, and someone picks up after you? Where do I sign up?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so tell me about these little guys.
So this is a neon goby breeding system. I built and designed it myself specifically for that reason.
These little guys are actually extremely vital to the underwater ecosystem.
They're really important for healthy coral reefs. So when we put them in other systems, they actually clean the fish that we have in our other habitats.
No way. You take the goby fish, you put it in another tank, and then it cleans that environment too?
Absolutely.
That is so cool. Wait, you think I could take a couple of them home? Maybe throw one in my bathroom, maybe one in my bedroom?
I don't know about that, Nabeel.
Okay.
These mini marine animals feed on dead scales off other fish. But when it comes to a quick snack, they're not picky.
If you put your hand in, they'll eat the dead skin cells off.
Kind of tickles.
Now that I've faced a herd of hungry goby, I'm ready to stare down more formidable beasts. A habitat featuring Florida native sharks. And you definitely don't want these guys feeding on you.
Don't tell me we're getting in here.
Oh no, we're just gonna be training them.
Okay, so much better. What are you trying to train them for?
So it actually helps with their short and long-term care. So when we can train them to come to a specific target, we can move that target where we need them to go.
Training the sharks makes feeding them much easier in human care. It also allows the staff to summon the sharks if they need to get an examination or physical. And yes, I guess sharks do get physicals. Just don't ask me to put a thermometer in their mouth.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the auditory cue first, and then you're gonna put her target in the water. So you're gonna flip it and put it down a couple of feet. Yep, just like that. And then when she comes to the target, I'll use the tongs and give her a nice big tasty piece of fish.
And these organisms need to be cleaned up after. Amanda asked me to help, but I know that there are sharks in these tanks, so I offered to help clean in a different way.
Oh, she said, oh, what is it? Oh, no. Oh.
It's been an amazing day, but I better let Amanda get back to work. Which reminds me, I really should go home and clean my room.
Hey Amanda, it's Miranda. I'm just in my dressing room between takes, and I wanted to see what you've been up to since we filmed. Send me a message and let me know.
Hey Miranda, since being on the show, I've been hard at work building out our saltwater cleaners program. I'm now breeding peppermint shrimp. I really love watching them grow. They're just these bizarre looking larvae that I just can't get enough of. These little crustaceans not only care for the corals that we have at Mote, they also eat a pest anemone called Aptasia. And I've been working with the AZA Florida Reef Tract Rescue Project because these Aptasia can actually sting corals. By sharing the shrimp with other institutions holding rescue corals, they're able to help improve the overall health of the corals while simultaneously making an incredible contribution to an impactful conservation project. Well, I have some shrimp to feed, so I gotta go. Take care.
My favorite law of physics has always been Newton's law of universal gravitation. It keeps me down to earth. But Astro Athena's here to tell us about what happens to our bodies without Earth's gravity.
Our human bodies are incredible machines. But these amazing human bodies evolved on Earth, where there is gravity and an atmosphere. So what happens when you take all that away? Hi, I'm Athena, your friendly neighborhood astronomer. And today I'm breaking down how the human body changes in space. If you're an astronaut aboard the International Space Station, you might live in microgravity for half a year. And it sounds pretty fun, floating around like a superhero, doing flips and stuff as you run science experiments. But you know the old saying, less gravity, more problems. Let's start with your bones. Bones are really important. They help produce our red and white blood cells, store calcium, and protect our organs, like our brains and hearts. They even give our soft tissues structure, so we're not just weird blobs. Here's my impression of not having bones. Spooky Halloween skeletons make it seem like bones are hard, unchanging structures inside our body. But bones are living tissues. Cells called osteoblasts lay down new mineral along the surface of our bone. And different cells called osteoclasts break down old bone and release calcium into the blood. In a healthy earthling, this process happens at the same rate. But in microgravity, this process shifts, and astronauts start losing bone at a much faster rate. And that means reduced bone mass and density. The exact trigger for this bone loss is being studied, but astronauts fight against it with special exercises and balanced diets. Next up, your heart. Being in microgravity can actually change the shape of your heart. Yup, here on Earth, your heart should be oval-shaped, like a water-filled balloon. But in microgravity, it becomes rounder, like an air-filled balloon. Sadly, it's never shaped like this. Microgravity also messes with the body's balance and ability to sense direction. Our vestibular system helps us determine the direction and speed in which we are moving, or if we're moving at all. Two of the tiny organs in this system are known as gravity receptors. So it's no surprise that with less gravity to recept, they get a little weird. Living in space doesn't just put stress on your body, it also can take a toll on your mind. One thing researchers have already discovered is that astronauts do better mentally when they have access to fresh, tasty food. This is just one reason why NASA is finding new ways to grow fresh fruits and vegetables in orbit. Which, honestly, relatable. They had to lure me into the studio today with a hoagie. So if you were an astronaut fan before, hopefully you're even more impressed now that you know the physical and the mental challenges they need to overcome. And it's a reminder that sometimes the things we struggle against, like gravity, are the same things that make us stronger. Wow, that was deep. I'm Athena, your friendly neighborhood astronomer. And always remember, per aspera ad astra. Bye, guys.
Oh, hi. I was just daydreaming about our next segment with Dr. Brain. Take a look.
Everyone sometimes has a hard time paying attention, remembering details, sitting still, and staying motivated. But for some people, our brains just can't. Until we do. And then we fall into a session of intense hyperfocus that very likely has nothing to do with what we are supposed to be working on. What was I saying? Hi, I'm Dr. Brain. Okay, my name is actually Crystal Dilworth, but I have a PhD in neuroscience, so it's easier to just call me Dr. Brain. So, I'm Dr. Brain! The motivation and attention we need for most common human behaviors requires our brain to receive the neurochemical dopamine in the right places, at the right times, and in the right amounts. But brains, like mine, work a little differently. I have what's called ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Some types of ADHD people are restless, have a lot of energy, and are always moving around. They represent the hyperactivity part, the H in ADHD. So what does this have to do with dopamine? Well, it turns out that what we call attention deficit hyperactivity disorder isn't so much about a lack of attention, but a lack of motivation. And motivation in the brain is regulated by treats. No, dopamine. It's regulated by dopamine. Dopamine is the pleasure molecule, the reward our brain gives us to motivate us towards certain behaviors and actions. It's the chemical that makes us say, I want more of that. For a variety of reasons, ADHD brains don't have the same ability to respond to dopamine compared to typical brains, especially in the regions of our cortex involved in attention, stimulus processing, and impulse control. One of my favorite things about having ADHD is that I can listen to multiple conversations at the same time. But it can be hard for me to remember a one-on-one conversation because of the effort it takes me to force my attention towards at least looking like I'm politely focused on my conversational partner. Focus on what they're saying. Don't forget to remember their name. Maintain eye contact to show that you're paying attention. Wait, what did they just say? You've lost track of the conversation. Nod your head even though you didn't hear them. Shoot, what's their name? It's important for me to say that ADHD brains are not less intelligent, and ADHD people are not lazy. We're CEOs and doctors and engineers and actors and neuroscientists. Our brains just work a little differently, so we have to work with them a little differently. ADHD brains are often excellent at creative thinking, problem solving, and brainstorming. All brains love new ideas and imagining new possibilities. And ADHD brains even more so, because these activities generate a lot of the dopamine that we need to feel excited, motivated, and alive. ADHD is a serious diagnosis, and we should never think that we can diagnose someone else's situation based only on our casual observation of their behavior. An ADHD diagnosis requires a series of tests performed by licensed doctors. Sometimes, like me, you're so good at masking your struggles and differences that even you don't realize that your brain is motivationally challenged until you're a full-grown neuroscientist. Trust me, it's never too late to learn new things about your brain. Bye.
What do you get when you mix together gravity, momentum, and kinetic energy? I promise, it's more fun than it sounds. In fact, it's probably your favorite summer activity. Big has more.
Roller coasters and water slides aren't just a blast to ride. They're also towering achievements of science and engineering. To find out how these amusement park attractions work, I'm heading to Water Country, USA in Williamsburg, Virginia to meet with mechanical engineer Haley Duffy.
I was obsessed with roller coasters since I was little. I was building little models of roller coasters. I worked at a theme park working with roller coasters. So I went to school to become a mechanical engineer and build roller coasters. And that actually led me to Waterslides.
Today, Haley is going to show me the basic science that makes rides like this possible.
As an engineer myself, I understand that there are some similarities between roller coasters and water slides.
Yes, definitely. So both water slides and roller coasters use gravity because when you go to the top, gravity pulls you down. So if you're going down a roller coaster, if you're going down a water slide, it's the same gravity pulling you down on both.
Okay, so gravity is one. What's another one?
Another big thing is potential and kinetic energy. So gravity pulls you down, but kinetic energy will push you back up. And that's why on a roller coaster, you can go up and down.
So what are the differences between kinetic energy and potential energy?
Potential energy is pretty much stored energy. So the higher you go, the more potential energy you have.
Ah, so the highest point on a water slide is where there is the most potential energy.
Correct.
Then from there, it's all converted to kinetic energy.
Yes. So another big thing besides gravity is momentum. Momentum is based on either how heavy you are or how fast you are going. So if you're really heavy or if you're going really fast, you might have a lot of momentum.
To make sure that you don't stop in the middle of the ride, you need momentum to keep you going.
Yes, exactly.
So water slides and roller coasters are really similar, but how are they different?
The biggest difference between a water slide and a roller coaster is the water. We use the water to lubricate the slide so it's nice and fast. Because we use water on a water slide, we have to use rafts, which are a lot lighter than a roller coaster train. The trains are really heavy, so they have a lot of momentum, and they can go over lots of hills. But a water slide, the raft is really light. So generally, a water slide will only go down. There won't be any extra hills in there.
But on this water slide, I see uphill sections. How do you do that?
We use something called booster pumps. Every water slide uses pumps to get water from the bottom to the top. But our water slide also has pumps along the slide that push you uphill and give you more velocity and therefore more momentum.
So more thrills on the water slide.
Oh yes, definitely.
So can we go up and check it out?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Once we're at the top, we step onto this scale to know if we'll have enough momentum to safely travel down the entire slide.
So we need enough weight to make sure we make it all the way down the water slide.
Right, and back up during the up section.
Ah.
Now that we've literally been given the green light, it's time to slide. Here at the top of the ride, we have a lot of potential energy. That potential energy becomes kinetic energy as we start to slide. Since friction is minimized by the slippery water acting as a lubricant, we travel quickly but safely through the tube. The combined mass of me, Haley, and the raft gives us enough momentum to travel down the slide without stopping. And the booster pumps give us extra velocity through the uphill sections. The entire ride is thrilling and safe, thanks to basic science and expert engineers like Haley.
Welcome back. Before we go, we have one last thing.
Take all of the opportunities that you can, and then also if you know someone, sit down, talk to them, get to know them.
Volunteer at a local museum, especially in an area that you're interested in. I knew I loved science, I knew I loved astronomy, but I was really nervous to talk about it in front of people. And so volunteering at a museum really helped me sort of break out of that shell and to meet other people who are also interested, and you can learn so much along the way.
That's it for Mission Unstoppable. Tune in next week when I accept my honorary doctorate degree in science from Mission Unstoppable University. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, the STEM besties, our viewers. Bye! If you're watching this, you must have really liked the video. Make sure you follow and subscribe, and check out these other videos that are even better. No, really. I've seen this one over 100 times.